Alrighty, good afternoon. This is Jack at Practical FSD, and we're got version 14.3.3 today. Going out for another drive, trying to get some decent video using my new camera. So I'm shooting in 4K 60 all around with the roof camera as well. So I'm testing out the tire tracks up here that FSD always swerved out of the way for. It hasn't recently, so after several months of being persnickety about these particular two tracks, I think it stopped. So either Tesla trained on it, or it generalized to where it recognizes that as a track and not as something you need to get out of the way. So, and as you can see as we're driving down the road here, there's a lot of tire tracks on this road. And the car does avoid some of them at times, depending on the time of day and the contrast, and that's the way they present on the road. But we'll see up here. It's coming up in about 30 seconds. It's a pretty day today. The cumulus clouds are pretty. That'll look good in 4K, I think. And I'm going with the external camera because it's just a better view of everything. The A-pillars, and yeah. So that's why I'm changing to that. So it just is a pleasant video to watch FSD perform. Okay, here's the road coming up right here at these tracks, and no, there's no deviation for them at all. They look like they may have been a little bit faded, but there's no swerving out of the way anymore, so that's very good, isn't it? Again, this is 14.3.3. We did have some brake hesitation, strong hesitation, very noticeable and uncomfortable at a four-way stop when you have four cars there and the car has to negotiate or think about. It was really hesitant to pull out. It would start to accelerate and stop, and it did that probably 5 times in a short period of time. And then eventually, I think I pressed the accelerator to get her to actually quit annoying the other 3 people at the stop signal. So we'll try to duplicate that today if I can go through a few stop signs, show you what's going on. But these appear to be things that are occurring now and then to people, maybe not to everybody, but I have to show what I'm seeing so you'll know if you see it. And after all, we're all just kind of testing this out, aren't we, to make sure it works for everybody. I gained some satisfaction by watching other people, or some confidence in FSD by watching other people show anything that they've been able to find. I'm quite confident in it because of the almost 10,000 miles I have driving FSD, including from Colorado to California and back. So I've got a fair amount of experience with it since version 12. Early in version 12 is when I started with a Hardware 3. It was the first Tesla I bought. And this is the second Tesla I bought with Hardware 4. And I'm looking forward to it. I use FSD 99% of the time. The only thing I have to do is drive into my house because I have a driveway that curves around the back, and FSD won't pull into my garage. It tries to park in a parking spot. So when they get the garage as a location, I'll be pleased with that. It was a pretty good bump that didn't seem to avoid it. And I noticed, well, you probably notice if you're using FSD, there's particular places on your route that it doesn't really pay attention to, and that's a bump in the road. That this was another one with these train tracks up here. This is a 35-mile-an-hour segment it's an industrial park, so it's not really critical, but these train tracks had built up over the years, and asphalt was sticking up almost 2.5-3 inches into the road. So that's good train track behavior. Yeah, we can, let's see, it's Saturday, so there's no school today. And most definitely, excuse me, the turn signal doesn't work to override navigation anymore. It just laughs at you and turns it off. So that was a helpful change to where you could signal to FSD that you really wanted to turn, that you may be taking a bad path. This is no turn on red. Oh, that's an intervention. No turn on red signal. Car was going to turn. Had to stop it. So that was good. That's a new sign that they put up a few months ago, but they made that a no turn on red. And there's a sign up on the pole that says no turn on red, and another sign as we approach on the right hand side that says no turn on red. And FSD 14.3.3 turned on red. So that's something we could look at, and I did send that in as an intervention, so, or I guess a disengagement too. Let's see, we're in standard now. Speed limit here is 40. We're doing 39. I'm going to go ahead and raise it up to hurry. And that will let her notice the car that's behind me and also give her permission to speed up a little bit here. Generally, people drive about 44, 45 on this. So I'll go back to standard again. And being an old guy, I don't mind driving the speed limit or close to it. It's what we used to do when the police used to pull you over for speeding. People don't fear that much anymore these days. At least not generally. Everybody drives 5 to 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, and oftentimes more, especially on highways. It's we've become more lawless in our society, in my opinion. Nevertheless, we're doing 44 in a 40, heading towards the Safeway up in Bowie. We'll see how we park in the parking lot. We've got what do we got for parking selected? Safeway, okay. She knows where we're going. Did I get a P on here? Yeah, I've got a P. Maybe I can select that. Yeah, and it's saying parking lot. Oh, that's interesting. It says parking lot here, but not... Well, before I got in there, it didn't say it up there. So, good. Anyway. Yeah, see, now it says parking lot. So, for some reason, the navigation didn't come over fully into... from Grok, which I've noticed as well. At times she'll say she's put them in and you're navigating, but the navigation doesn't know that Grok did it, and it thinks you're not navigating. So anyway, we're doing a 38 and a 35 now, and this is the same thing. I'll go into chill here so we don't speed through town. These small towns in northern Colorado, and really small towns anywhere, you want to be polite. Okay, I've never taken this way, but it looks like, oh yeah, I have taken it once. It's a new road. Okay, here's a stop sign. See if we get any hesitation here. Probably not, but there are, well, there's nobody impinging on our path, so there's no reason for her to be concerned. Her, meaning FSD, in my car. I refer to my car as a she, just because I like it. I'd rather ride around in a she than a he. You do you. I had somebody say it's weird that I call my car a she, but golly, ships have been doing that, airplanes, all sorts of vehicles have been female. I think it's because they're, well, I don't know why. Nevertheless, if you hear me refer to she, I'm talking about FSD or my car. And we're in town heading for Safeway, doing 32 and a 30. I think that's acceptable to, and if I go to sloth, it should go right to 30. Yeah. Not only that, she goes over to the right lane, which I don't know if it continues forward. I'm going to go ahead back up to standard. Yeah, this is a right or straight, so that's fine. Don't pull out there, Mr. Policeman. Good, she kind of missed that pothole. Don't know if that was intentional or just lucky. Let's see, she should pull over towards the front of the store. I do like this behavior of not driving across lanes, open lanes, even though you can. It's better to stay in the travel lanes that people expect to see you. And we are going over to the other side of the parking lot, so pull in any time now. Oh, now this is interesting. It's a little far back, a little strange. Centering is close. We're close enough on this thing, I guess. Okay, let's